the Cradle, Chapin. Really awesome song to just play along with. It's really easy. This is a lesson for a 4-string CVG, and we are tuned to an open G. The low string is going to be a G. Next string is a D. Next string is another G. Next string is a B. Alright, so I'll go over the few chords we're going to be using. And first chord is going to be just a regular E chord for a CVG. We're going to take our index finger on the 1st fret on the upper G string, middle finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, pinky on the 4th fret on the low G string. And you can let the B string ring out if you want to, and we'll strike all those together. Alright, we're going to do just an open G chord, so we're just going to strike all the strings open. Here we're going to do an A chord, just a little simple CVG A chord right here on the 2nd fret. We're going to hold down the low G, the D, the upper G, and the B if you want to. And we're going to do a D chord. We're going to hit the D string open. Take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. Ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. And all three of those together as a chord. Here we're going to play a C chord. We're going to take our index finger on the B string on the 1st fret. We're going to strike the upper G string open, and the middle finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and all three of those together as a chord. Alright, we're going to play a B minor. This one might be a little more tricky, so just practice it. It's not that bad. We're going to take our index finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. We're going to take our pinky on the 4th fret on the upper G string. Take our ring finger on the 4th fret on the D string. And our middle finger on the 4th fret on the low G string. In a B minor. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the little single note intro. Now in the original song, if you want to play along with this song, the original, you're going to have to put a capo on the 1st fret. Now, I'm not doing that here. I'm just showing you the same chords you would use if you had a capo on the 1st fret. You would just move everything up as if this was your 1st fret. Same chords and everything I'm showing you now. But he's doing a lot of finger picking, and he's riding on that low E string on a 6th string on his acoustic, and we don't have that here, so I'm just going to show you a more simple way of single note picking this little intro. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D string. We're going to strike the B string open twice. Now we're going to come up, and you can use whatever finger is comfortable for you. I either use my ring finger or my middle finger. We're going to, on the B string on the 2nd fret, we're going to strike it, and then we're going to pull it off to the open B like this. And then we're going to come to the upper G string on the 2nd fret and strike it twice. So slowly. I'm going to use my pinky here. You can use whatever finger you want, but we're going to have to go back into that E chord. So using my pinky here, just make sure I get back to that E chord really quick, and I don't have to be moving my fingers around. So it's just a good way of placing your fingers to go into other chords and things. So you just minimize a lot of moving around where you don't have to really. But you're going to go to the 4th fret on the D string. You're going to strike it twice. And then we're going to strike the D string open. We're going to do that twice. So it'll go like this. Then we're going to strike that note one more time, D string on the 4th fret. Then we're going directly into that E chord. So, like if you're using your index finger, you got to get back down to that E chord. So both of those parts together slowly. Okay, now when we hit that E chord, hit it one time. Now we're going to hit it one more time. Now right here we're going to come to the D string on the 2nd fret. We're going to strike it, and then we're going to pull it off just like this one up here. We're going to do the same thing right here and pull it to the open D note. Or, you know, you can pull it or just strike it and just let it go. It really doesn't matter. So now we're going to come to the 4th fret on the low G string one time. We're going to come down to the low G string on the 2nd fret one time. Now we're going to strike the open E or open G string 2 times. Then we're going to strike that E chord again one time. Then we're going to come up to the 4th fret again on the D string, and we're going to strike it one time and go back to the E chord. Well, actually we're going to strike the D string open and then hit that note right there on the 4th fret on the D string and then the E chord. So that part by itself slowly. Okay, now all of that together slowly is the little single note intro. Okay, that's the intro, and if you're listening to the original, you can hear him just droning on that open E string that we don't have here. So we don't have that, but that's great right here. Actually, when we do the last, now right there we want to just strike it 3 more times. You can strum that however you want if you know how to count that off in 1, 2, 3, 4. But to make it simple right here, okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're basically going. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the verse come out of that. So again, we have 4 of the. Now the verse starts. we're going to go from the E chord to the G to the A and back to the E. Now you can strum this however you want. To make it simple right here, I'm just going to do it like, I'm going to strum it kind of twice on each one of those chords, like. And there'll be a couple places where we'll extend those strums right there, but alright, that's how we're going to do the verse. So we're just going to go from the E to the open G to the A to back to the E. Now start on the E again. The same thing. Now right there, just hit the E twice. So since it's so quick, I'm going to go from the very beginning all the way up to that part right there, then I'll show you the bridge. So here we go. Okay, that's the verse. Okay, so coming out of that verse, we're going to go into the bridge, or I guess this is what I would call the bridge. We're going to go to the D chord. We're going to strike it like 4 times, like we were doing those chords twice. This will just extend it 2 more. Then we're going to go to the G once, to the D, and to the E. Then back to the G, D, to the E. Then we go into the chorus. So, all of that slowly. I'll just start at the last 4 coming out of that little single note intro, so I don't do that every time. And I'll go through the verse into that bridge right there. So. And that's the part where he's going, I'm going to be like you, Dad, you know I'm going to be like you. And this is where we go into the actual chorus. And right there we're just going to go back to that E. Go to the D. To the G. To the A, and then back to the E, to the D, and then like the ending to that bridge, we're going to go to the G, D, to the E. Okay, so the chorus would be like. And that's the chorus. So I just basically there's one more part and that's right after like the third chorus or something. And I'm not sure if there's a little solo there. I'm just always playing that acoustic part, and I don't really pay attention. But that's where the C chord comes in. We're going to strike that C chord 2 times. Like, we're going to strike the D once, and then strike that B minor once, and to the back to the E. And then we're going to go back into the verse, but this time right after the now right here everything kind of stops and they just strum everything once. It gets real quiet. You know, if you know the song, you know what I'm talking about. So we're just going to G to the A to the E, the E again to the G to the A to the E, hit the E one more time. Now right here we're going to go to the bridge part again. You just kind of lightly start strumming it. Don't strum it heavy again. Just, and then G, D, D, like. And then you go back. When you go back to the D this time, you're still just kind of strumming it. Now you do that 2 times. Now the last time you do that on the G, D, E, start building the power back up, you know, and because it starts hitting harder and going right back into the the chorus. So just all that slowly from that C thing. Right there you go back into the chorus. And that's the entire song right there. What I'm going to do, one more time, I'm going to play from the very little single note intro up to the end of the first chorus, and that'll give you an idea of how everything goes. The only different thing in there is the C. You do that 2 times and then just hit those chords 1 time and go slow. Then build it right back up on the very last. You go right back into the chorus. The only other thing to mention is even at the very end, this is the last thing you're going to do in the song. And after every chorus in the song, you do the E 2 times at the end of the chorus, and you're going to go right back into that little single note. But just count off, excuse me, just count off 4. You don't do the you don't do that anymore. You just do that at the very intro. The rest of them after the chorus. And go into the verse. So I'm going to play through all the way up till the end of the first chorus. So here we go. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed this lesson. I'll get back soon with another one. Thanks for watching.